Hey everyone, welcome back to Venus Artistry and Healing. This video is going to be a little bit different. It's not another reading. So I have been called to start talking about my spiritual journey. And I've been asked to talk about 3 specific things within my spiritual journey. So I'll just get going on it. So the first thing was letting go of situations so I can move through the turmoil of something and move on to the happier side of things. I think whenever I first started my spiritual journey, this was a really hard concept to work through because, at the very beginning of everything, learning to move through turmoil instead of ignore it like I used to do, it almost felt more like a punishment instead of something that was like a good thing. But now that I've started to kind of progress along my spiritual journey, it was kind of something that whatever the turmoil was, I accepted it and I would move through it as I was supposed to. And I was oddly grateful for the turmoil because I knew, after the experiences that I've had, that there was always something good on the other side. It was a learning experience. It was a step in my career. It was a step towards a new friendship. There was always something happy on the other side. Now, of course, I understand when you're in the middle of all of it, it's really hard to have that, kind of positive outlook. And I don't want to say, you should have toxic positivity. This is not toxic positivity. It is having the kind of like the maturity to move through things and go about your life and just know that, even though things aren't going to be okay right now, if you take the steps and do what you got to do, things that are not meant for you will be cleared away to make space for the things that are actually meant for you. Okay. So the second one was kind of like constant death and rebirths that I went through. I mean, especially just in the past couple of years, it's been kind of insane. But, I think it was whenever I first started that, also, I would put a lot of blame on other people when it was more so, it wasn't so much, other people's faults. In fact, majority of the time, it wasn't other people's faults, it was mine. But it was it was more so it was an understanding that I needed to stop being such like a people pleaser and things like that. People pleasing is a huge issue, because it stunts a lot of people's growth, and it makes it so you want to save people over and over again also. And that, if you're sitting here saving people, making excuses for people, you are, you're risking your own growth, and you don't have space to do what you need to do. So, it's important to understand that unhealed parts of yourself is usually holding on to people. And let's see, the last thing was following your intuition for your goals and not letting other people, like family members, friends, whatever, kind of like keep you from following your intuition, like maybe adding in too much advice or something like that instead of following the steps that you think that you need to take, especially on, you know, bigger goals like career goals and things like that. I was too worried about not being around to help others. Like, I thought it was selfish of me to focus on career goals instead of being around to help out family. So it got to the point where I was just taking, you know, tiny steps here and there, but taking them daily and being able to actually move towards my goals. And something that started becoming a daily practice was using my intuition and my spiritual team, like fully listening to what they had to say about my goals. And I went to them more for advice than I would my own family or anything like that. And I gotta say, listening to my own intuition and listening to my spiritual team, or my spirit team, it got me a lot further to where I wanted to be than listening to family. Now, I understand that, you know, for me personally, luckily, majority of my family and my friends, they have my interest at heart. So they were just giving advice on what they truly thought was best for me, and they didn't fully understand why I wasn't following their advice to a T. But it just got to the point where even that was holding me back. So it's important to listen to your intuition and don't let anybody get in your way of that. It's taken practice, but that's been a huge goal of mine to meet, at least. And I've finally, you know, I've met it over the years. There is nothing else at the moment. All right. Have a good day.